There we go. Hello, welcome to Anders March, the Pathfinder campaign of Rabbit Haberdashery. I am, as always, your host and GM, Tim, and I don't know why I'm doing that because I never do that. So, are you guys talking? I can't hear anything.
Nope.
No, we haven't talked yet.
Oh, what the
You're
heck?
doing the whole
Why can't I hear
intro
you
thing.
now?
Uh-oh.
Stream can apparently hear you. It looks like Stream can hear you. Why can't
Oh, that's
I
nice. Hello, stream.
Hello, world.
There. You say something?
I said hello,
Hello?
world.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Right, host. Hello, world.
I'm going to...
Is there crop? Is that it? That's
I
lightning.
lose my entire friggin' mind. Alright, there.
Hello?
My computer has been...
Here it is.
My computer... Yeah, I can hear you now. My computer has been intensely stupid ever since I moved it back from the living room. This monitor over here was just not registering. And then when I restarted the computer, it like came up weird, and then I restarted the computer again, and this one and the tablet were just not registering as monitors at all. And I had to like go back and manually unplug a bunch of stuff and plug it back in to the exact same place it was already plugged in, and like it's just been giving me problems all day, and this is the third thing that's gone wonky just in trying to set up this stream. So
What does that tell you? Not to unplug your computer.
well, okay, so I would love to just not unplug my computer, but we can't play in this room. There's not. Well, actually, there might be enough room now, but like, it's not nearly as comfortable a place to play in as the living room. And none of my other computers can handle.
Well, when we switch to table and paper and dice, we'll probably play in the dining room and not need to move your computer at all.
My computer can't reach the dining room.
Are we using the computer for a table?
Well, if we're streaming.
Oh, I didn't know if we were streaming or not because we're doing it like analog.
Yeah, I mean, I think most stream games are actually analog, if I'm honest.
Well, what do you need for streaming? Just the Streamlabs?
Okay, so the problem is that none of my other computers can handle, like this computer can. None of my other computers, which I have like I think one that's functioning right now, other computer, can handle all of the inputs from online and the multiple cameras or the camera and or whatever from. So like, if we're doing in person, I have to have multiple cameras, and if we're not doing in person, I have to read sources from online and stream at the same time, and have like the game open in two different places. So like
in that case,
it's just a memory issue, as I understand it.
In that case, you just need longer USB cables for your cameras. You move the cameras, and then you remote desktop into that computer and to control the stream.
I have absolutely no idea how to remote desktop.
It's very easy.
So then I don't have to move like the keyboard and everything. You're saying?
No, you use remote desktop from like a laptop because all of the processing will still be happening on your main computer. You just need to have cables that are long enough for like your cameras that you want to stream from that are connected to your PC.
Okay.
And then you can control everything through your laptop as if you were in front of one of your monitors.
Right.
So if you need multiple monitors, then it gets a little bit more complex, but you can still do it.
Right.
You could even do it from like a tablet.
Huh. Alright, well I can keep that in mind. I'm sure Carl knows how to make that happen. right?
What?
I said, I'm sure you know.
I was listening until you talked.
Wow.
I'm sorry, that sounded a whole lot worse when it came out of my mouth.
The spousal
God.
passive listening.
That's that,
Or selective hearing. That's what I meant to say.
when I'm a pastor that gets invited to like speak at a marriage conference, that's definitely getting quoted. No. No.
That's one of those stories that you're not allowed to tell from the pulpit.
Okay. It'll be our secret, just the three of us and the entire internet.
You're gonna have to clip. You're gonna have to make a clip of this for the highlights.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can figure out remote desktop. I used to do it at work all the time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and then I guess you would just need the 2 USB inputs for the cameras.
Yeah.
The command is mstsc.exe, and then all you need is your computer name.
Yep.
Bobbert. No, okay, so... Actually, I think... I should probably check that, because I have a bad habit of naming all my computers the same thing. So, I have to check. Anyway.
I can check that right now.
I'm actually pretty sure I didn't this time. I'm pretty sure they're different, but...
It's going to be Bobbert 1, Bobbert 2.
Bobbert 1, Bobbert Jr. Bobbert the Great.
No, I think your computer's name is Red, actually.
It isn't.
It isn't?
No, actually, oh, actually, it might be.
Pretty sure.
Okay. Well, don't anyone somehow use that, I guess.
Well, you have to be on the same network.
Oh, good.
Or I need to know your public facing IP, and then I can.
Yeah.
It's 8. All right. So.
8.
8.8.8.8. Wait. Google DNS.
Anyway, so we are lacking a Matt tonight. We are lacking a Jacob for the foreseeable future. Oh, this is really bright. I forgot to turn that up.
Yep.
We are lacking a Matt tonight. We are lacking a Jacob for the foreseeable future. We do have a Chris. Maybe. No.
Actually? In the near future?
We have a somebody.
It'll be Chris. Lowdown Daddy is Chris.
Hi.
Right.
Hi.
Okay. It suddenly occurred to me that I didn't actually ask him if he wanted to go by name or nickname or something on stream.
He might have broke something.
Fun.
I said, okay, instead of, uh-oh.
Well, at any rate... What is going on over here? What sound was playing? Oh, that was a little while ago, okay. Yeah, I know the sound was playing for the speakerphone. I don't know. That was one of the many things that went weird. Anyway, so we are waiting for him because he's talking about joining us, and we have to help him build his character. And if Gareth is a great place to introduce that character, because it's the largest city on this island. So if we can get his character slapped together pretty quickly, then we can get him, like, his character introduced in this session while you guys are investigating these missing people.
Yeah.
And if we can't, then we're going to have an episode of Pineapple.
If we can't, we might end up having an episode of Pineapple.
Yep.
The night is young.
Yep.
We have options before us. Oh, man. I had you do the 4d6 keep 3, right? I think that's what I had you do.
The what now?
For stats, for rolling stats, rolling 4d6 and keeping the highest 3.
I think so.
That's kind of my default system for.
Would you like to go shout at the kids real quick?
Not really, but
I don't
Not that I-
remember.
All right,
I
well-
think I just rolled individually because I think I did mine outside of.
Well,
one
yeah,
of
you
these
roll each
sessions.
stat individually, but that's how you
Yeah.
roll them. You roll 4d6 and keep the highest 3, and that gives you a stat somewhere between 3 and 18.
Oh, I don't think I did that.
If you end up with a 3, it sucked. It was a terrible roll. But okay. Go look at our team page on Extra Life that I posted in chat. I'll be right back.
Little did Tim know that I'm the only person in stream right now.
I'm sure he assumed as much. We don't often get any viewers.
Ugh. What the heck? Here we go.
Says in use.
What the? What?
What says in use?
What?
The Video Ninja link. Did I give him my
You added like some stuff to the
session?
end. Yeah.
There's the Roomlinks link is pinned in the Roomlinks channel.
Yeah, he's just not
Oh.
in that channel. That
He's
channel
not?
isn't public. No, that channel isn't public facing. We have to add people to it.
Oh, well, let's add him to it. Here
Okay.
we go.
Remove.
You do service settings, roles.
There we go.
Where's that?
Extra Life is a charity run by the Children's Miracle Network in which people like us get to play games and raise money for our local Children's Miracle Network hospital. This is done primarily as a 24-hour gaming marathon. We will be doing that as 2 12-hour days in one weekend. That would be the November 4th and 5th. We'll be playing In Memoriam, a story called New World Order, which is a sequel to Mount Doom and to the Extra Life session of In Memoriam we had 2 years ago, back in 2021. So, I would encourage you to check out some of that stuff to kind of brush up on In Memoriam if you're not familiar, and join us for that. Help us help kids by making a donation to one of our pages. If you check out the team page, you'll find a roster tab that'll have all of our individual fundraising pages. Everyone that's here right now is raising for Boston Children's Hospital, but there are people on the team raising for Rady in San Diego, California, Oshai in Buffalo, New York, and the Children's Hospital of the King's Daughter in Norfolk, Virginia. Also Bay State Children's Hospital in Western Mass. So I encourage you to check that out. Help us out with that. We don't see any dime of it. Extra Life doesn't take any overhead out of that. Every cent you donate goes straight to the hospital.
Ooh, my dice vault. My dice vault is coming in.
Nice.
Nice.
It got shipped.
I added him to the Pathfinder's role.
Okay, I edited the link that I sent him to. I removed my session ID.
Yeah.
Okay. Why can't I see him members on the
What?
He's not showing up in the member list for me on the server,
Oh, that's
even if
true.
offline.
That's true. Yeah. What's
But
up
he
with
showed
that?
up to add him to the role. That was weird.
Did he leave the server by accident?
No, because I could add him to the role. I just don't see him in the list.
That's weird.
What roles can see that?
Hello.
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 So, what should we call you on stream? Do you have a preference?
Tango works for me.
What was that?
Tango.
Sorry,
Tango.
Tango? Alright.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, room links. Here it is. The people who have access to room links are M&M's.
Is that it, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
we need
because
to fix this.
Well, because this call channel was set up for In Memoriam, and then we just never bothered making another one for other games. We just keep using it for everything. So,
Alright, well, I'm moving it, and I'm gonna change its info.
okay.
Then
I
he
am
will.
a mod now, and I can do that.
You've been a mod, like, from the beginning, but okay.
Yeah, I know, but I'm taking it seriously now.
Oh, okay, cool. So, anyway, welcome, Tango, to this campaign.
That's not working, but I'll figure that part out later.
What's not working?
Camera. I think.
Oh, okay. You know what else we didn't send you? Is an invite to join this game on Roll20.
Roll 20. Yay.
So let me send that to you here real quick. That'll get you access to, I can set up a sheet for you. So have you read up on what this campaign is, or any of the information that's available for it on?
No, I haven't. Can you send it to me, and I'll gladly do so.
Well, it's all anything that you would read is in the server. But I'll just go ahead and tell you real quick that essentially this is a campaign of Pathfinder in which where the heck is the server? Which channel I'm looking for? That's not it. There it is. So this is a Pathfinder campaign set on an island that's essentially a outpost of a larger empire. So there's this empire somewhere on another continent called the Earth Empire. They have been colonizing various places they found. There's this island that they've named Anders Marge. It's part of a large group of islands, often like the equivalent of like the Caribbean or something, but much larger area. And various empires are fighting over different islands. This island has been claimed by the Earth Empire, and the people who are native here, who were here to begin with, do not like that. And so their actual control over the island varies depending on how close to their settlements you are.
So it sounds like a rather large island.
It's fairly large. Let me see here. You're probably not watching stream.
The map is in the Pathfinder channel.
Oh yeah, the map is in the Pathfinder channel.
Which you should have access to now.
Everyone should have access to that channel.
Oh, I thought those channels were only available if you had the role that you were taking part in.
No, I was thinking about doing it that way, but it was just a pain. And I wanted people to be able to talk about the campaign if they just watch it, but aren't actually playing it.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, so those channels are anyone who has been confirmed. Oh wait.
What?
So Tango, did you go into the rules channel and click rules accept?
I did not. Let me go. I'm
That-
trying to get on a different system right now, so let me go click that. I'm afraid I'll just drop you if I don't.
That is why nothing is showing. That's why he's
Alright,
not
give
showing
me a
anywhere
minute.
else.
That makes sense.
So once you choose rules accept, then you have access to the rest of the server, and that's where all the other information is. And the channels that we're talking about is all there. Anyway, so this empire does not accept universal citizenship. So essentially, only certain ancestries can be citizens of the empire, and the ancestries that actually originate from this island, you can essentially, especially given the situation with you right now, since we're in the largest city, it's possible that you actually have a wider variety of ancestries. That's Patreon stuff.
Okay.
Because we're in the largest city on the island now, you actually have a larger list of ancestries you can play as than they did originally, because we started deep into native-controlled territory. So they could only choose races that were native to the island. But you could choose a character that was a prisoner.
Ooh.
Brought to the island as a prisoner that has since been released, or is in hiding, has escaped and is in hiding. Because there is a significant prison camp on the island that is kind of a mining operation. So let me share this image with you, so that you know what ancestries are available. Now, how familiar are you with Pathfinder in general?
Newbie to it, and so I got the going into it now. I'm gonna try to switch over also to a different format of the. Hopefully,
Okay.
better.
You are breaking up there, Tango.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right.
Ooh, you got a palm tree. Ooh.
Yeah.
Christmas palm tree. Love it.
It's my beach.
So in the Discord conversation with me, you, and Dave, I posted a list of ancestries that has the two columns. It has the column of what ancestries are citizens, what ancestries can be staff, which is kind of a second-hand citizens, and then everyone else who is just not citizens. Yeah.
Ooh.
So, are you so I couldn't quite make out what you were saying about your familiarity with Pathfinder.
Oh, I am relatively new to it.
Okay.
I'm completely new to Pathfinder.
All right. How new are you to D&D?
That I understand very well.
Okay. So, are you familiar with the history of Pathfinder?
The kind of open source version of D&D is what I gathered when I was looking it up.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was when Wizards released 4th edition D&D, which a lot of people did not like. A bunch of people who worked for Wizards, who absolutely did not like 4th edition, left and started their own company and started what they thought 4th edition should be. And it was essentially Pathfinder 1. 1st edition Pathfinder was what they ended up creating. So it's basically the progression of D&D editions has a few splits, but at 4th edition, there's the split that went into the 4th edition route and the split that went in. Let's keep this as much like 3.5 as we can, but just better. And that's the Pathfinder route. We are actually in 2nd edition Pathfinder, so the rules are deviating more. But if you, a lot of the ideas that you would have from D&D are going to make sense here. What do you have any ideas for what type of character you want to play? I don't actually know if you can hear me anymore. Can you hear me, Dave?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you too.
Okay. Yeah, his camera went black, and I don't know if he's still with us. He did join the Roll20, so I'll go ahead and create a sheet for him.
Roll20 took over his camera and mic.
Oh.
He's rejiggering.
Okay. There. And now he has a sheet and a note stock when he gets back in. Haha!
Hey!
Can you hear me now?
Yes. So were you able to hear any of what I said about Pathfinder, where it came from?
Yep, all 100% of it, yep.
Alright, excellent. So, yeah, so the question was, do you have a type of character you're thinking of playing? Or a character concept, or even just a class?
Yes. Until I saw the word sprite, I was going to go for a large, burly person. Then now I got to go for a sprite, I feel.
Alright. I respect that.
Go back again.
I definitely have been known to make that decision myself. Alright, I am going to send you a website. It's called Archives of Nethys, and it's not like an official website run by Pathfinder. I think it's actually like, I don't know if it's like a campaign website or what it is, but it is, all of the rules for Pathfinder 2nd Edition are just here and easy to find and easy to sort out. So the link I actually sent you is to the Sprite page, but you can access basically everything.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, no, I found something like that online.
I've kind of been using this site as the default. Like, if it's on this site, I'll allow it. If it's not, I have to actually look into it. So. I did give you a sheet on Roll20. So that should be easy to get to. This will be fun. So we got, what size are sprites? I think they're tiny, right? Yep, they're tiny.
Size -2. Am I right? Because what, size 0 is like 5 foot?
What are you talking about?
The people size, right? I thought that like size 0 is like 5 foot.
I mean, they don't number them in
Oh, okay.
Pathfinder. In Mutants and Masterminds, they do. And in that
Gotcha.
case, I think actually humans are size -2 themselves. Size 0 is 30 feet.
I'm a size tiny.
Yeah, you're tiny size though. Well, probably tiny size. There are, I think, because with Pathfinder, you pick a heritage within your ancestry, and I think a couple of the heritages are small size, but most of them are tiny size.
I might lose it here in a second as I get relaunching it here.
Okay.
So I'll be right back.
All right.
Still here.
Oh. What? What was this? So incidentally, for stream, since we are launching the Lost Tribe as an actual campaign starting this November, we're not going to continue doing that as playtesting. Yeah, so that's not going to keep happening on Thursday nights as a playtest story.
Oh, so if I want to play, I have to show up in person. I see how this is.
That's right.
That's how it works. What it was that if you wanted to, anyone who wanted to actually play was going to have to pay cash money because I have it up on startplaying.games so that people can hire me as a GM for it. But it looks like the group that was going to do that fell apart already before this first session, so that's probably not going to... It's starting to look like that's not going to happen.
I love how we can see Tango from the nose up.
Yeah. You look like the neighbor on Home Improvement.
Yes. What was his name?
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Or was it Wilson? Yeah.
You kind of look like if Wilson was played by Taika Waititi. Is what's going on over there.
No, he looked like if Wilson was played by Yukon Cornelius. So when I used
have
to
to
work,
remember who that is.
when I used to work with Tango,
Oh, I remember.
I used to call him Yukon because he had this big blue puffy puff jacket, and he looked exactly like Yukon
it's
Cornelius
so warm. I still have it.
from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Bassin. Bassin Larkin?
That character was great, by the way.
Ooh.
Or I can't remember the animation studio now.
Yeah, I don't remember the animation studio. But it's the definitive Rudolph the Reindeer.
Yes.
Yeah, the only.
That wasn't even animation. That was like stop. That was stop motion.
That
was stop motion, yeah.
Stop motion is a class of animation. Thank you. Alright, are you familiar with Roll20, by the way? Have you used that before?
I have not. I've been watching people use it, but I have not used it.
All right. So I'm going to show you just real
So I
quick.
will apologize. You're breaking the rust off my chains here, and
That's fine. So in the chat box, type /r space. So /r space 4d6k3, and hit enter.
/
Yeah.
There are 2 of those.
Going up towards the rest of the words.
Yes,
/4 4R.
What? No. /r
Go over the
space 4d6k3.
Yep.
There you go. So what that's going to do is that's going to roll 4d6s and keep the highest 3. And if you do that 6 times, you're going to get your stats.
Wonderful.
If you want, you don't have to keep retyping it every time. You can just hit the up arrow, and it'll select the last thing you sent. And then you can just hit enter again.
No, I was just being more disappointed in what I rolled.
Yeah, that's not, great.
Another disappointment. Oh, thankfully, something at least. God.
Alright, so I have historically allowed people a lot of times, and I believe this came up in this campaign as well, is you can one time scrap your entire set of stats and do a new one, but only one time. And you can't pick and choose. It's like you're either jumping the whole thing and starting over, or you're not doing it. So if you want, you can roll 6 new stats.
And one time throughout the entire campaign, or one time at the...
One time for this character. So, like, if we...
You're saying throughout the entire campaign, or at creation?
Well, this is for character creation. So, yeah. Anytime you're creating a new character, you have that option.
So if your character dies, if I step on you accidentally and kill you,
then you'll have
then
that
you
option
can roll a
again.
new character.
I'll take the same numbers. All right, let me re-roll them then.
Okay. So we're dumping those stats and...
Don't suck.
I'm sorry.
Ah!
We're not off to a good start.
Well, I feel it's better than it was. Not by much.
No, you're averaging about... Oh, you're up by 2. Depends on what this last roll is.
Come on, high number. All right,
Big
that is a better set of stats.
It
By
is.
1, I think. Average of 1.
It definitely is.
Yep.
All right, cool. And obviously, you can assign those
There
however you
is
want.
no 8.
That's true. There's no 8. You did have a 9, 13, and 11 before. You did replace the 15 with a 14. Or you could say you replaced the 13. Or yeah, I guess you replaced the 13 and the 15
And
with
added a
14s. And you replaced the 10 with or the 8 with a 10. So that's not terrible.
Oh, so he's up by 2.
Yeah.
It's far better than it was. All
Yeah.
right, let me see.
So yeah, you can assign those wherever you want. Now, do you know what class you want to go for? Because there are kind of a lot in this in Pathfinder.
Well, I wanted to be a little...
Oh, you locked
yeah,
up, Chris.
not quite. Give me a second here. I'm thinking, look at my feeds. No. Oh, did I leave because I left that? Holy crap. Sorry, I left the chat maybe earlier. I might need to go buy a new computer before I play.
Pathfinder has most of the standards that you've come to expect from D&D. Your barbarian, monk, bard, stuff like that. But it does have some additional ones like alchemist, oracle, champion, psychic, investigator, summoner, swashbuckler, kineticist, magus, thaumaturgist, witch, and then there are 2 uncommon ones, gunslinger and inventor, that you would have to roll to access.
It would be hilarious if you were a berserker pixie.
Yeah.
Ouch. I do love builds like that, though.
I was thinking of monk.
Monk. Oh, that monk's a good one.
Oh, we're gonna have 2 monks in the party.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, our monkey's a monk.
I feel like
Yeah.
We have a monkey monk.
Which is perfectly fine, because you get to play whoever you want.
Yeah, give me a second taking a quick look at the monk.
Alright.
Alright, I got a what, 14? You got sort of high?
Yeah, your highest is 14. Now, you are going to get to increase stats based on your ancestry. Let me see here. So you're going to get to increase dexterity, intelligence, and 1 other ability by 2, just by virtue of being a sprite. So, depending on what numbers you put in there, you could have some stats at 16.
I honestly don't remember rolling 4 dice and keeping 3.
That's how we usually do it.
That's how I basically always do it, so I don't know how else it would have been done.
I don't know.
Because I hate point-buy systems. I
think
them.
I did do the point-buy system. I think I took...
Oh, you know what? I do remember now. You went in and started building your character before we talked about how to do it. And you used the point-buy system, and I gave you the opportunity to replace that with a dice set. A rolled set of stats, and you decided not to because you liked how, or you didn't want to risk it. If I remember correctly, because you built it before I explained how to do the rolled stats.
Yeah.
And then when I said, hey, we actually normally do rolled stats, do you want to replace your stats with that? You were like, no. I'm not risking that.
Like, I like the fact that my character has, like, no wisdom. He has a -1 wisdom modifier.
It shows.
Yet you guys still let me plan stuff. It's hilarious. I mean, he's intelligent, sort of.
Oh man, I do like builds that go against assumptions for that race or ancestry or whatever, depending on the game and the edition.
So I was just looking at a dancer.
Dancer.
I feel a dancer would be a little dangerous though for such a small.
I don't have that one in here. Oh, that's monk. Is that monk subtype?
Ooh. No, it seemed more like a bard subtype.
Oh, okay.
My character is a fail bard. I try to make money wherever we go, and I usually fail my rolls.
Oh, here it is. Oh, this is okay. That's why. It's not an actual class. It's just a way that you can build a class. Yeah, so it's a way that you can build a bard, where it gives examples on here is the things you would do if you wanted to build a bard that was like this. So it's a bard with the maestro muse that has, acrobatics, athletics, diplomacy, mastery, occultism, and performance.
That would have been
It's a bard
hilarious.
with jazz hands.
Yeah.
It would have been hilarious if I had a non-verbal bard that just that communicated through interpretive dance.
A mime?
Yeah, I guess it could be a mime. How terrible would that be for a campaign?
Well, okay, so the problem is that a lot of bard spells rely on verbal components.
That is true.
So, like, it's actually a really clever idea. I'd love to play it out, but it would cut your spell list in like to like
all
a
your
third.
somatic spells, moot. Can't use them.
But if you could pull it off, I mean, I got away with playing in the Star Wars campaign. I got away with playing a Force user that did not believe in the Force. So it's all in how you build it.
Speaking of Star Wars, the first two episodes, I quite enjoyed the first two episodes of Ahsoka.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Honey, are we gonna watch Ahsoka as it is, or are we gonna have to go back and watch all the cartoons first?
I don't know.
Because this is a conflict for you.
Yes.
So you definitely need to watch Star Wars Rebels, which is 2 seasons, I think.
But that takes place after Clone Wars.
Yes, but
it's a sequel of Clone Wars.
There's very little
which has multiple seasons. What is it? Like 7 seasons or something, isn't it?
There's very little of the Clone Wars, I believe that I never finished the Clone Wars because
the entirety of Ahsoka's character.
I hated Ahsoka.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you hated her.
I was just like I can't watch this.
She exists.
That's where she gets introduced.
This is literally her origin story.
But I watched 2 seasons, and I guess it isn't until the 4th or 5th season where she really develops. I think. I was I can't watch this. But I got into Rebels without watching all of the Clone Wars, and I followed along enough of.
You're butting up against rules, though, is the problem here.
I know.
Yep.
So, Tango, because you probably don't know, Carol insists on watching things in release order. So, and not... So, if something is functionally a sequel of something that came out before it, we have to watch the thing before it. So, in order to watch Ahsoka, we have to watch Clone Wars and Rebels, and then Ahsoka. The problem is, she does not watch cartoons.
No, that's not true.
Star Wars cartoons, at least.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars, so, diving into all that is an awful lot to ask. But I do watch cartoons,
They do have they have the abridged version for everything you need to know before you watch it.
Nope.
She doesn't do this.
Nope. That's cheating.
Tim, you're just gonna have to watch it by yourself.
Oh no, I'm not that invested in watching Ahsoka.
See?
I think you might be muted or something, Tango, because I did not hear what you just. I can see your mouth moving, but I didn't hear anything. But I like Star Wars, but they've done the thing like the MCU did, where it just got so big, so fast, that's like trying to keep up with it. I'm just there's very few things in my life that I'm invested in enough to try to keep up with when it gets that broad. You know what I mean? Like, in order to catch up to the MCU right now, we'd have to watch so many movies and TV shows, and by the time we did, they'd release just as many of them again. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm never gonna catch up at this point, and that completely kills my interest. And Star Wars is getting to that point as well, where it's just like there's so much stuff now all of a sudden that by the time I catch up to it, there'll be twice as much new stuff for me to watch, and I'm just I know why they do it. It's money, but like as a viewer, I'm a casual viewer at best of anything. And so I'm just not. You lose me the moment you do that. It just becomes something that's just impossible for me to catch up with. And if I'm never going to catch up with it, then I'm not going to take it that seriously. Star Trek is getting dangerously close.
Yeah, once they went to canon, non-canon, they lost me. I spent so many years reading so many books about Star Wars before they marked it as non-canon.
Yeah.
That when they did it, I was like, you just destroyed like 5 years of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not and so like it's one of those things where it's like I probably would be interested in the Ahsoka show just because it looks interesting, but like if I'm rapidly losing interest in trying to keep up with Star Wars as a franchise because of how big it's getting and how quickly it's getting that big. And so like Ahsoka is like one of the shows where it's like, okay, am I invested enough in Ahsoka to go watch that show without worrying about seeing how it ties into the bigger universe? And it's probably not. I mean, Mandalorian, yes. But the reason we haven't gotten into the Mandalorian, the newest season of Mandalorian yet, is because we haven't gotten around to watching Boba Fett.
Yeah,
So,
Boba
like,
Fett is like season 2.5 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, and like, when you start making it like, I'm not going to understand this show until I watch this other show, like, no, why? Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
Yep.
So, yeah. I don't even know if we're going to watch Ahsoka.
Well, I guess that's
honestly.
the beauty of like Firefly, where you can just go in and
Because there's only 13 episodes.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not even about the number of episodes. It's just about the breadth of it. Like, we're keeping up with Doctor Who. There's so much Doctor Who. But it's
Contained.
like, you can, like, they have branch off shows like the Sarah Jane Chronicles and Torchwood, stuff like that. But you don't have to watch them to get what's going on in Doctor Who. They don't rely on them. Like, the only thing in Doctor Who that relied on Torchwood was that time that at the end of season...
Spoilers.
At the end of, I guess, season 3, when Jack shows up, and you find out what he was doing. But, like, within that episode, you find out enough to keep up with the episode.
There's
So you
the
don't need to
tie-in
know that.
at towards... when was that? The end of Tennant's run? The giant face?
Yeah, the face of Bo thing?
Yeah, the face
Yeah.
of Bo.
Yeah, but they'd already kind of... That didn't affect Torchwood, though.
No, but it was a tie-in to...
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's
Torchwood.
not affected by Torchwood. Like, that's the point.
no.
Yeah,
Like,
so like,
Torchwood relies on Doctor Who, but
you could,
Doctor Who doesn't rely on Torchwood.
yeah, you can know nothing about Torchwood and never be lost by anything they say to Jack at any point
Yeah.
in a Doctor Who episode. And in fact, if you watch Torchwood and not Doctor Who, the only I can think of only one thing that that doesn't make sense, and that is that they never explain, because at the end of Torchwood Season 1, he hears the TARDIS noise and he runs off. And then when Torchwood Season 2 starts, they never explain where he went. Because you saw it on Doctor Who, and he doesn't answer questions about his personal life. So, like, they never explain where he went. And so if you just watch Torchwood, that question won't get answered for you. But that's it. Everything else you need to know about Torchwood is in Torchwood.
Then the last season of Torchwood was disappointing.
The Death Day.
I haven't seen it yet.
Where no one died.
Yeah, the one with Mekhi Phifer's in it.
Yeah. I did not finish that one. I didn't finish that one.
I don't even remember anything about it. I was just like, this isn't Torchwood.
It was definitely a departure.
Yep.
Anyway, so how are you doing over there, Tango? How's your sheet coming? Have you picked a class?
I'm just looking right now, trying to understand what I'm going to be picking out of and reading up on the sprite. And I was trying to look, and it looks like it's the Fae. And so I was going back and looking at, trying to find like elf. If it, like, would the elf fall under the Fae as far as like the ancestry?
Or
is it just more considered, you know, they are what they are?
So ancestries are Sprite are the only ancestry that's listed as Fae. I think elves are listed as humanoid in this game. Yeah. Elves are listed as humanoids. They're not. Sprite are the only ones that are listed as Fae.
Yeah. So if you're on the Archives of Nethys, if you look up Sprite, it'll give you the link to this ancestry guide for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just means that. But Fae in this setting, in Pathfinder, just means that your ancestry originated in the first world, which is not something that's super relevant to our story, at least not at the moment.
It'd be hilarious if you could boost your stats so your hit points were massive and then you become a tank. But you start off with 6 hit points. That's not very tanky. Alright, I'm gonna step away for a sec.
Okay. So the first world is very similar to like the.
Tim,
the
I didn't see the. I apologize. I didn't see the sheet you sent me.
It's not sent to you. So in Roll20 at the top above the chat, there'll be a little thing that looks like a newspaper. If you click on that, then that's where there'll be folders there. There's a folder called. On yours, it should only have.
Yep.
I think there's some handouts that are maybe no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's basically just.
There's some notes and a Krika Ihu.
Yeah. So that's just a randomly generated name. It has to give every sheet a name. So it randomly generates a name for new sheets.
Yep.
So that's your sheet to name and do with it you like. Notes is a document that you can keep notes in if you choose to. You have full control over that document, and I don't read it. If you want more than one notes document, you can just ask for more, and I'll create more. So if you wanted to like rename them and have like them serve different functions, or you can just not use it at all. That's up to you. I just like to provide that so that if people want it, it's there. bit. If you click on the so in order to change the stats under ability scores, if you hover over them, you'll see little gear icons show up in the upper left of each stat. You click the gear,
Yep.
and then that puts you into the box where you can change the number, the score base.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sorry. Did you tell me what class you were end up going with?
I'm gonna go with the monk.
Okay. So yeah, strength is going to be one you probably want to throw some money into. Strength or dex. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you can do strength or dex. So, and you already, as a sprite, get bonuses to dex. So that might be a good angle to go with.
Yeah, I gotta be fast.
Gotta go fast.
And then the interesting part where I have the flawless strength, I'm gonna shore up there. So.
Well, we'll get to the classes in a bit, but obviously, as you know from D&D, it's good to have an idea on where you're putting your base stats. So if you're going to be relying on Dex as your primary, you're probably going to want that to be one of the 14s.
Yeah, and I was looking at that, and tell me what you think if I'm doing the intelligence for the extra skills as a monk.
Oh, so hold on a second, let me check, cause that that probably works. Yeah. Yeah, because you get skill feats as a monk, so having additional skills to choose from is probably going to help you out a lot.
And I will be where nobody listens to me on a very low charisma. But since I am all of 6 inches tall, nobody should listen to me.
Okay, so let's see here. 14, 10, 14, 11. Wait, what? So those should. Some of those are. Something's wrong there. Oh, so you have 2 10s when you should have a 10 and an 11.
Say hi to Stream Jack. Hi.
Yeah, I was trying to pick which one to go with finally.
Okay, cool. So having done that, now let's go ahead and apply the sprite ancestry. I can just read this off to you if you like. Instead of switching tabs or whatever.
Yeah, and we'll go by the ability score again and go back and put a modifier on it.
What? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So you get
that
to...
That goes into the mod temp?
No, this is actually increasing your score. So score base is you have Dex, Intelligence, and one other of your choosing go up by 2.
I'm going to throw in Constitution.
Okay. So yeah, Dex, Con, and Intelligence will all increase by 2.
And do I increase them or do you increase them?
No, you can go ahead and do that. Yeah, I can read the stuff off to you. Ability flaws is strength. I have to actually look up what that is.
So you said 2 for dexterity, 2 for intelligence, and 1 on my choice of constitution.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, your strength is going to decrease by 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, your con you only raise by 1. So that needs your con needs to go up 1 more.
Oh, I thought that's all it was. Is it 2?
Yep, they're always 2.
Nice.
Ability until you get to 18, and then they become 1s. But all right, so your hit points, you're gonna get 6 free hit points for your first level.
So max 1 plus 6 for a total of 7, or
So if you look under hit points, you'll see some boxes under that has like ancestry and then class and then other and then item. Just put 6 under your ancestry.
I gotcha.
Your speed is 20 feet. Your size is tiny. That part you already knew. Speed is on the left.
My speed, you said, base is 20?
Yeah. You're gonna get
And what was the other stat?
size is tiny.
Yeah, I might just be being blind towards size.
That's very all the way up at the top in all the like boxes.
Oh, right there. Got it. Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna have 5 languages total. 1 will be common and 1 will be Sylvan, and then you'll get to pick the other 3. We can deal with that in a little bit though if you like. Those are all the way down on the bottom right. And then
That might be locked. Let me see. Hold on.
locked.
I don't know if that works. Okay. You said Slyvan, common, and then I get another.
And then you get to pick 3 more after that, which we'll get to the. You can just kind of put in.
More. Crap.
Yeah, you can just kind of put in 3 blanks for now if you like, and then fill them in later. Like I would just write 1, 2, 3 in them, and then we can sort that out in just a little bit.
Sounds good.
All right, so if you go up and you click the feats tab at the top of the sheet, this is where you're gonna put like so under ancestry, feats, and abilities, you're gonna have low light vision and magical strikes. If you want them on your sheet because they're helpful to you, here is the text for low light vision, and here is the text for magical strikes.
Does the low light vision have a distance limiter on it?
Nope. That's the whole text. What I just posted
Or is
in
it
the
just
in
all
Roll20 chat.
nice? Okay.
So that first message is the low light, and the second one is the other one, is the magical strikes. And then you get to pick a sprite heritage.
A sprite heritage.
Yeah, so this is your type of sprite. So,
Give me some.
So the options are Draxi, Grig, Luminous Sprite, Melixi, Nyctera, and Pixie. And then there are versatile heritage that are available to everybody, which are basically like in D&D would have been half something. So like Asimar is half angel. Changeling. Your mother was a hag. Stuff like that. But the actual sprite ones are Draxi, Grig, Luminous Sprite, Melixi, Nyctera, and Pixie. Draxi, you are kin to fairy dragons, tracing your heritage back to the death of the mighty fairy dragon in the first world. You gain touch telepathy, stuff like that. Grig, you have the hindquarters of a cricket and adore art and music. Luminous Sprite, you're like, what's her face in Legend of Zelda? Hey, listen. That's basically what your deal is as a Luminous Sprite. What is her name? Navi! Yeah. Melixi is, you have the features of a bee, butterfly, or other insect that loves sweets. Nyctera is bat-like fae. And Pixie is the small-sized sprite heritage.
I'm Pixie.
You're gonna be Pixie? That is gonna make you small instead of tiny.
I'm game if you are.
Yeah. Fine by me.
It makes me small instead of tiny?
Yeah. That's all it does right now, but under sprite feats, there are some that require you to be a pixie to access. So that's not very common. There's actually very few. Yeah, that's... Huh. None. There are none that require you to be a pixie. So yeah, you're just... small size pixie, basically. That's wild, because some of them get spells and stuff, but that one does
Do I get to be extra strong because I'm small instead of tiny?
No. It doesn't seem to really get you anything other than a size boost. Okay.
Well then, I want to go... Let me change that. I don't mind. I'd rather be the bee one that likes the sweet food.
Okay, so
that was what was the name of that one?
Melixi, Melixie. I'm going to post the quick description of it there in chat.
Awesome. Oh, but my diplomacy is going to suck because my charisma. Crap.
And you then get to pick an ancestry feat. There are 4 available to you at first level as a Malixi. Now it's worth noting that sprites cannot fly at first level. That's something that you can, if you go down a feat tree, you gain the ability to do. So the 4 ancestry feats that you get to choose from are Corgi Mount, which is literally what it sounds like. You get to ride a corgi around. One is called Effervescent Wings, which means that you have manifesto wings that can flutter for brief spurts. Fey Cantrips, so you start with a set of cantrips that are inherent to all sprites back in the first world. And Sprite Spark, which allows you to fling a portion of your magic at foes as like an attack.
And the Speak with Bats, I feel like I got bugs. I don't want to do that.
Speak with Bats requires the Nyctera heritage. You chose the Malixi heritage. Yeah. So yeah, you can't get that one.
You can't get there.
I get how many?
You get 1 of those 4. So basically, what that
does the corgi mount mean that there's a corgi around for me to mount, or do I have to still go find one?
Yeah, it functions as a familiar. It exists at the beginning of the game. It is a familiar that you already have that you can use as a mount. It has the Scent ability, which counts against your limit for familiar, and Master abilities as normal. You can't. The corgi is limited, so you can get certain like familiar abilities later that give your familiar different move styles like burrowing or climbing or flying or swimming. Corgis are not able to get any of those. They only have land speed forever. Yeah. But if you get a corgi mount, yes, you can start game riding an actual corgi that definitely already exists and is bought into you.
Yeah, awesome. If the corgi was eyeing from...
I'm going to go ahead and do the... If the corgi had like armor mount, like like iron armor, that'd be amazing.
You would have to get that equipment,
wings,
yeah.
I believe.
Okay.
The awesome corgi was eyeing from Cowboy Bebop.
All right, so that's a feat, and that would do a ancestry feat, or is that a?
Yeah, that's an ancestry feat.
It's an ancestry.
Yeah. Did you see the what brief spurts means? Like,
No, it just said brief spurts. I would imagine would be a one action equivalency.
So,
a small.
it
word.
is not an action at all. Essentially, what it does is at this level, at higher levels on this feat tree, you'll get more flight. But at this level, what it does is it allows you to use your wings to reach anything that a medium-sized character can reach. So, like, if the characters walk in and they can light a torch that's on a table, you don't have to spend a move action to light the torch. You just use your wings to flutter up and do it. That would also enable you to like flutter up and sit on somebody's shoulder or something like that. But if you want to go any higher than that, then you have to use move action to get there. But you can do that. But reaching anything the other characters can reach is free. Is a free action for you. Because you don't have to climb to get there. Which is handy as a monk, because that means you can punch a medium-sized creature in the face. Flutter up high enough to do that. Do you imagine, like, there's just this tiny little thing on the ground, and all of a sudden, they're in your face and they break your nose? And just drop back out of sight. This is gonna be so great.
That then would be my move as well, just to make sure. So when I do that, that's my move.
No, it isn't. That's the point. Is if a medium
it gains a move trait.
Yeah, so if a medium-sized creature can reach it, you can reach it as part of your action. If you want to go higher, then you have to use movement speed. It does have to be in the square that you're in, though. So it's like a quick burst up and down. But since you're tiny, you occupy the same space as other people, so you enter somebody's space, and then you punch them in the face. It's assumed that you used your wings to do it, and you don't have to spend any move to do that. Which is handy.
Right.
And that's it for Ancestry. Now you get to pick a background.
Mm-hmm.
So backgrounds are going to give you more ability boosts. So if you're on the Archives of Nethys site, and you go to the backgrounds page, you can filter it by which abilities it's going to give you a boost to. And that'll make the list a lot shorter for you. Because there are like 184 or something. Yeah, 184 backgrounds available. So you probably want to filter some out right off the bat before you even start looking at them. Do you know what ability you want to boost?
Well, I was thinking about charisma because it would hurt to not be so bad.
Right. So I will tell you.
And I kind of liked the. I like kind of. I was thinking about at least the dropout,
The
the
Academy dropout.
magic dropout. Yeah,
Okay, so
that did pop up at the top, and it did make some sense.
yeah, so you see how it says intelligence and charisma under the ability column? That is not strictly accurate. What it actually is that you get 2 boosts. One of them has to be either intelligence or charisma, and the other one can be anything you want it to be. Which can be the other one, or it could be something else. Like it could just be intelligence charisma if you want it to be. I love the skill feat for that, though. So, yeah, that's a fun skill feat. Dubious knowledge.
I don't imagine I could probably be a barkeep, and that might be a little difficult.
I mean, there's definitely, there are tiny-sized characters in the world, so there's going to be people who employ them, and there's going to be. You could be a bar. I mean, the fact that you can reach anywhere that a medium-sized character can reach does mean that you could work as a barkeep at a medium-sized bar, but you could also just work at a tiny-sized bar. Up in a tree somewhere. Although you're in a major city right now, so it's probably not in a tree. It's probably like in some rafters or something. But
so I think I'm gonna go for a gambler.
all right, cool.
I'm torn between kind of a gambler and a bandit. Let me go for a gambler.
Both fun. Okay. So you get to upgrade either Dex or Charisma, and then which is by 2. Anytime you're upgrading, it's by 2. So Dex or Charisma, and then one other free ability boost.
Alright, so give me a second here to decide.
What was that?
Alright, I'm gonna do dexterity. I did
Alright.
dexterity as the alternate. And brought that up to 17.
Cool. You're also going to get, under the skills, how this works in this game is that you just mark them as like trained or expertise or whatever, again using the gear. So you're going to be trained in deception.
Yep.
And then if you go down to under lore, you can add games lore that you're trained in. So, Han,
Yeah.
the academic dropout, the academy dropout, has a skill feat called dubious knowledge, and what that is you know how normally if you pass you get correct information, like a recall knowledge check. If you pass, you get the correct information, and if you fail, you just never heard anything about it. And if you crit fail, you get wrong information.
Mm-hmm.
So what dubious knowledge does is, if you fail, you get two pieces of information. One of them is accurate, and one of them is not, but you don't know which is which. It's just that some of your information came from dubious sources.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Ah.
That's nice. I also get a skill feat.
Yes, so the skill feat that you get
Lie to me.
is called Lie to Me, yeah. It's nifty.
Where does that get saved?
So, that back under feats, there's this thing for skill feats.
Yep. Yep.
And then, now we get to apply your class. So, as a monk, you get to increase either dex or strength. If you increase dex, it's only going to be by 1, by the way, because at character creation, you cannot get any stats above 18.
No, then let's definitely do strength.
Okay. You're going to get under hit points for class, you're going to get 10. Let's see here. You are... okay, perception is not a skill in this game. It's down under the hit points. You're trained in perception.
And you said that was inside the hit points?
That's under hit points. It goes hit points and conditions, and then perception.
And I get, you said trained in it?
Yes. Top center, under saving throws, you get to mark all 3 of them as expert.
Okay.
Okay. You actually get to pick whatever skills you want. What's your intelligence modifier? 3? So you get to pick 7 skills that you're trained in. On top of deception. So.
Now, my diplomacy for bugs, do I need to mark that anywhere?
No, it just, you get to treat bugs the same way you would anybody else, is what that means. Like a player race, player ancestry. You don't get to act like you're trained in it unless you are trained in it.
And what is performance? Like dance performance?
Dancing, singing, storytelling. You kind of get to define that, but yeah. You know.
Alright, I'm taking. And acrobatics 1, 2, 3, and athletics 1, 2, 3. Give me a quick background there on them.
Oh, that's for if you get, because you can use those to unlock 2nd and 3rd attack rolls. I think you have to work up to those in your level though first. Except you have flurry of blows, so I don't know if that'll actually. You might just have that at the beginning. Let's check. But they're not separate versions of the skill.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want to use diplomacy on bugs and stuff, you're probably going to want to make a
Just
training.
checking these. Nice. Alright, take that out. Survival. Oh crap. Sorry.
That's alright. Yeah, if you click on the name, it just rolls it. Which is how you roll things in this system, so that's handy. So, I picked up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 7 plus the 1. That's a lot to pick it.
Yeah, so
It's like
deception is free. So you'll have a total of 8, unless including your lures, you're gonna have a total of 9 trained skills on your sheet. Which you can pick up additional lures if you want. But like I said, you seem big on the diplomacy with insects thing, so you probably want to get trained in diplomacy, because you're just gonna be rolling that skill anytime you try to do that. Yeah, so it looks like you have one more.
I'm just comparing someone real quick.
All right.
We did medicine.
Okay.
Go safe.
Yeah. It's nice to have around. Alright, so under melee strikes in the left-hand column,
Yep.
make your unarmed fist attack marked as trained. Wait. Oh, sorry. Yeah, trained. And then further down, under weapon proficiencies, you are trained in simple weapons. Under defenses? Where's defenses? I think it's near the top. Where is it? I gotta remember where it's at. Because you are expert in unarmored defense, which is probably under your AC armor class.
Oh, yep. Base mod.
So yeah, unarmored down there.
Unarmored would be my armor. What would be my armor name? Unarmored.
Well, yeah. So you have the thing up. I'm actually seeing your sheet live as you're doing things.
Oh, good.
So if you look down under the armor name traits and scroll down, you'll see unarmored, light, medium, and heavy.
Yep.
Unarmored is expert, and everything else is untrained. So that should...
Mod 3.
Why did that...
Because I might have typed it there. Let me see.
Oh, okay, I see. let me see something real quick. There you go. Alright, we had to mark that the armor that you're actively wearing right now you're an expert in. Which is under armor name and then traits and then rank, you see there.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, so I had to mark that as expert to have it actually show up. Which I gotta make sure I did that with Matt. He's been using the right... Anyway. And this one... Let me check something real quick. I have to... Oh, here it is. Under Class DC on the left, you're trained in Monk. Class DC. So, I guess, it's just rank Monk, or rank trained. And then we'll figure out what the heck happens with that later. Alright, so you're going to gain 3 abilities. One is Flurry of Blows.
Where are those?
That should be under feats, I believe. There should be class. Yeah, class feats and abilities.
Class feats. Yep.
That is the text I just sent you. Is the text for Flurry of Blows. And this other one is the text for Powerful Fist.
Wonderful.
And then if you go back to the character tab, under the unarmed fist attack, change the die size of the damage to a d6. And you can, while you're in there, change it so that it runs off of dexterity instead of strength. And make sure you do that up at the top as well.
I'm not checking the last one up top.
See the 5 in the circle, and then it says 5 equals strength?
Yeah, up right there. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Alright. You also get to, and finally you get to pick a monk feat. So there's there's a bunch of monk feats. If you're in the monk page on Archives of Nethys, you can just click on the little tab at the top that says Monk Feats, and it'll take you to the whole list. And as long as it's accessible at level 1, and you meet any prerequisites it has, which looks like the only one that has a prerequisite is that you're trained in Deception, which you are, so as long as it's level 1, you can get it as your Monk Feat.
Alright, I gotta get back to the classes here, honey. So those are all the unarmed attacks. I don't need to worry about those. That's extra, but all the ones that are underneath here that I'm looking at would be the 110 of feet. Wow, fuck you, that means. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, basically what's happening at the top, the top is just describing game mechanics for the attack that you unlock by fighting styles in the bottom table. So like if you choose Crane Stance, then that's going to give you access to Crane Wing attack. And then the top table just tells you what the Crane Wing attack is. But not all of these are attacks. So, like, the Kai Rush is not, you know.
All right, I'm going to, I think, I'm checking it out first. I'm thinking Mountain Stance.
Okay.
Tell me to check it first on.
So if you hover over the name on the Archives of Nethys, it'll have a little pop-up that gives you the whole description without having to click through and then back.
Oh, never mind. Not that one. So, what do you think about a stumbling stance?
The what?
The stumbling stance.
Let me look. Oh, yeah, drunken.
That's not level 1. Oh,
yeah, it is. That one's level 1, stumbling stance. Level 1 goes all the way down to wolf stance. So stumbling stance is basically the drunken master fighting style.
I had familiarity with the drunken master, not the fighting style. Just
yeah, so that yeah, that's fine.
I like that one. Yeah, let me do that one.
All right.
All right, that is the feet.
Yeah, and you want to put all that text in, and we'll actually want to create. Well, let me see. Does it have an attack? Yeah, it does. Yeah, so you'll want to put like.
So is that considered a bonus feat or a class feat?
That is a class feat. And yeah, you'll add Stumbling Swing to your list of attacks on the character page.
I'm still here, just muting my camera to not be so bad. All right, stumbling stance. Nothing else to change on that.
Like I said, I would put the whole text of the feat in there, if you haven't. But that's all you have to do, really, for that right now. Like, everything else is optional. It's just for classification purposes. Yeah. But then under your character tab, you're going to go down to melee strikes and add the strike or the attack called Stumbling Swing.
As a weapon, I added.
As a melee strike, yeah. And that's going to be, switch that to Dex, just like you did before. Rank is trained.
Alright, so is stumbling, what is it?
Strike.
Stumbling strike.
Or, I'm sorry, swing. Stumbling swing.
Changing that to dexterity.
Yeah. Select agile there. Rank trained. Let's see here. It's
nice 1d8.
Yep, 1d8. It has some traits to it. Its traits are agile, which you already checked. Backstabber, which comes with specific abilities. Finesse, non-lethal, and unarmed. So, one of the things about this is that So, because it's stumbling stance, if somebody punches you or kicks you or whatever, just makes a melee attack with a club or anything. If they hit you with a melee strike while you're in this stance, they become flat-footed against the next stumbling swing you do against them. Because you have Backstabber, anyone that has flat-footed against this strike gains an additional 1 precision damage. So they gain extra damage for being flat-footed. They take extra damage for being flat-footed. And
they take extra damage.
Yeah, so if they hit you, that makes them flat-footed, and so when you hit them back, they take extra damage.
Wonderful. Can we multiply that?
The amount of damage it takes will increase to 2 later. But yeah, every round that they hit you, your next attack is going to get to do that to them.
Nice.
And then the only other thing is you're picking your last languages, figuring out your backstory, and buying equipment. Because you're starting partway through. Hold on a second, let me check something here real quick. So you normally you would start with 15 gold to buy whatever equipment you want. Because we're partway into the campaign and people have been earning money and stuff, I'm going to increase that to 17 gold. It's not a huge increase, but they also haven't gotten a ton of money, so...
Now, can you tell me a little more about this, the land we're in, as far as for choosing languages?
Sure. So,
It sounded like you said it was Who are the original inhabitants?
So you are among the original inhabitants. So the chart I sent you on
Oh yes.
Discord has the native ancestries that were already here. Now they took over a while ago, so depending on how old you are, they might have been. The Earth's Empire might have been rolling the place the entire time you've been alive, but I'm not going to count Kutsuyu into this map. But yeah, so those are the native groups. So any of those would make sense. But also Dwarven or Halfling could come up, especially since you're in the city.
And which are we in tabletop games? Is that I'm trying to look and get back to this. I apologize. I lost where the
what was that?
General? Are we in Path General or which channel are we in?
Oh yeah, Path General is where is kind of the public facing channel talking about this campaign. Although where I sent you the chart was in the DM.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, apparently we've disconnected and gone live again a couple times. Dang it. Let me see here. So I gave you some experience points. You have the same number of experience points as the lowest character that is actually in the party. So I didn't count Jacob into that math because Jacob came for like one or two sessions at the very beginning, and we haven't seen him since, and we're not sure if or when he's coming back. So I didn't count him in. But you have the same of the three other players, Carol, Dave, and Matt. I gave you the same number of XP as the lowest one of them. And like I said, you have
that's me.
It is you, yeah. And you have 17 gold that you can spend on equipment. And that's just stuff like, your name, your languages, your alignment, religious details, backstory, all that stuff. Let me see, because we normally wrap up stream right around now. So let me see real quick if this is... Yeah, this is where it is. See what... Oh yeah, I basically gave them no information on it. So I'll write up some information on the setting and put it into Path General later. This is how I'll handle that. Probably tomorrow afternoon or something. But yeah, that about sets you
go
up.
through and find some things to buy.
Awesome. All right. Well, I will go ahead and close out stream real quick, and then people can hang out and chat if they like afterwards. But let me just go ahead and do that. So first of all, this is Rabbit Haberdashery. We started out as just the name of a fundraising team on Extra Life, and so that is still kind of the core of what we do. The link that I just posted in chat will take you to our team page on Extra Life. Again, Extra Life is a fundraiser for Children's Miracle Network hospitals in which we get to play games to raise money for children's health. So please consider donating to one of our pages there. All of us here that have pages are raising for Boston Children's Hospital. We haven't really explained all that to Tango yet, so he doesn't, to my knowledge, have a page on our team. at the moment, but maybe he'll set one up, maybe he won't. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, so that's kind of how this channel came about. So we encourage you to check that out. Help us help kids by making a donation there. You can hang out with us on Discord using that link to come and join us and chat and possibly join additional games going on. We're currently recruiting people that live nearby for a campaign of Paleo Mythic that will start this fall. And if you are the type of person who likes to get stuff from Humble Bundle, which I know a lot of people are, it's a pretty cool thing. You can use this link to go check out all the available bundles, and if you do, then when you get to when you designate some of your money to go to a charity, you can also designate some of the money you paid to come to this channel. So that lets you pick a charity and support this channel and get all the cool stuff that you get from a Humble Bundle. So thank you very much for joining us, and have a good night.